Alright, so we're back with another 2022 NFL mock draft. I'm doing these pretty much every week now. I'm doing more analysis, checking out the draft board in general. And I've seen a couple more players, and a lot of players have really risen up on my draft board. Like, you can't exactly, create a draft board on the Draft Network because it's still stuck in 2021, but yeah, I mean, in my mental draft board, then can I say. And a guy who's really, really showed up this season is David Ohabo, or Ojabo, one of the two. I think it's David Ohabo. He's been really good. Aiden Hutchinson has about 6 sacks. David Ohabo has 8. And he's been really good for Michigan so far. I've been doing some more study on Jahan Dotson, and he's looking pretty solid as well. So you may see a couple of guys who are not usually gone in my other mock drafts, 4 or 5 of them. And I hope you enjoy this. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. And let's get into it. We're starting off with the number 1 overall pick. It's the Detroit Lions. It's Kayvon Thibodeaux. I've done this pick 100% of the time. Though if the Lions are picking at 1, they are taking Thibodeaux. There's a chance it's Stingley Jr., there's a chance it's Kyle Hamilton, but they're very low. You're talking about the real deal here with Kayvon Thibodeaux, so I'm not gonna give that detailed of an explanation on that pick. Number 2, we got the Houston Texans. This is between Derek Stingley Jr. and Kyle Hamilton. I've seen, the Lions should draft Malik Willis at number 1. These quarterbacks are not destined to go number 1. Yeah, I guess one of them can have a meteoric rise at the end of the year, but we're reaching the end of the college football season. There's only maybe 4 or 5 weeks. How much do you expect players to rise up draft boards in that short amount of time? Right? So I don't think any quarterback is going to go in the top 5. The Texans, though, at number 2, I think this is Stingley Jr. They need help in that secondary. They're going through a rebuilding phase, and they're going to be going through a rebuild for a long, long time. However, I think Stingley can definitely be a piece in a rebuilding Texans team. A really stellar one at that. Number 3, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, it's boring. You're seeing the same top 3 guys go in the same spots. Kyle Hamilton could go later, could go earlier. It depends on how you see him as a player. I see him as a potential candidate for the best player in the draft. I love Kyle Hamilton a ton as a player. I think he's really shown a lot of talent for Notre Dame, but these two teams would just rather have these 2 positions rather than a safety. But the Eagles do need a safety. If Anthony Harris becomes a free agent this year, which he probably will, Kyle Hamilton can come in and play a really good, maybe even a hybrid role for the Philadelphia Eagles. 4 is the Jets. Honestly, if I'm doing a mock draft with trades, I would have them trade down, because honestly, I don't see anyone who they would really, need. I don't think a guy like Aiden Hutchinson could go this high. Either same thing with DeMarvin Leal or Evan Neal. I just don't see them going this high. The Jets are set with quarterback because they have Mike White, right? Who's the other guy? I must be forgetting. Oh yeah, Joe Flacco. I don't think they have any other quarterback that's relevant on that depth chart. Excuse Zach Wilson. I mean, he's not even a quarterback. He's literally a trash can. That's how he's played for the past season. It's been terrible. The Jets at number 4, though, I think this should be Aiden Hutchinson. He's been really game-changing. I said that he shouldn't go this high, and yet I'm still taking him there. It's just the only logical pick. I don't think Evan Neal is a guy that's in their right interest. You need to go defense. It's either a corner or Aiden Hutchinson, right? At a corner at number 4 with Andrew Booth Jr., Kyer Elam, and Ahmad Gardner, I just don't see that happening. So we're going to go with Aiden Hutchinson. Jets address that defense. 5, Evan Neal. 6, this is a quarterback. It could be a safety, but I think the best safety remaining right now is Jaquan Brisker. And Daxton Hill has actually been playing really well for Michigan so far. I think this should be a quarterback. I think Matt Corral is the best one. Malik Willis is the most high potential quarterback, but Matt Corral is just a safer player in general. I think he definitely has the traits and the escapability to be a true franchise quarterback for Washington football team. I genuinely do think so. Moving on, we got the Eagles at 7. It's between Andrew Booth Jr. and Kaiir Elam. Elam has faced injuries. Ahmad Gardner is also another candidate that can go at this spot. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised because that is such an Eagle. But definitely when there's better players on the board. I think Ahmad Gardner, though, I love Ahmad Gardner as a player. Andrew Booth Jr. is good. Kaiir Elam's good. I think Ahmad Gardner, though, may be a Howie Roseman pick. Ahmad Gardner at 7. It just feels like something Howie Roseman would do. I know it's not realistic, but it's Howie Roseman. All right, you don't think he'll take Jerry Rice, or in this case, Justin Jefferson at 21, right? He'll take Jalen Reagor. And when I was thinking to Jerry Rice, he's not going to take a Jerry Rice, ever. In his career, he's not really drafted, so good players that are true franchise changers, if you really think about it. Unless they got my history wrong, which you can always tell me in the comment section below. Number 8, New York Giants. I think this is George Karlaftis. DeMarvin Leal is just not necessary, and Karlaftis has been not even rising, skyrocketing above draft boards. He's really becoming a top 10 caliber player. He's been really good for Purdue. So the Giants could really use him at 8. That's all. Dolphins at 9. Honestly, I could even go wild and say this should be a center. I don't think so, though. I don't think Tyler Linderbaum is a top 10 candidate right now. Receiver could be useful. It could be useful. I think even a linebacker, but not really many are on the board. So I think I'm going to go receiver. And I think the best one's Garrett Wilson. So that's who I'm going to go with. Garrett Wilson is a really good player. Yeah, I think Chris Olave is the number 1. But Garrett Wilson is just more dynamic. Olave is just more of the, crisp, not exactly dynamic, but technical receiver. So Garrett Wilson at 9. Jets at 10. I think this is between Booth Jr. and Elam. It depends on who you want to take at 10 and 12. I think Booth Jr.'s better and just more likely to start than Kaiir Elam because, I don't mean to make, everything out of nothing, but he has some injury concerns. You just got to take that into account because even if a player has small injury concerns, it could really impact their entire NFL career, whether they see the field or not, whether they're good on the field or not, whether they even have practice reps. So Andrew Booth Jr. at 10. 11 is the New York Giants. They're back on the clock. Tyler Linderbaum's on the board. He'll help Saquon Barkley. Nick Gates is not exactly a franchise starter. I don't think Will Hernandez is a starter. I don't know who else they have on that line other than Thomas and Solder, Andrew Thomas and Nate Solder. But Linderbaum at 11 just makes sense. It just does. Number 12, I was actually thinking of Kaiir Elam, but then I remembered that DeMarvin Leal's on the board, so he's going to the Vikings at 12. Number 13 is the Carolina Panthers. Ikem Ekwonu has played really well. I think he has potential to be the best O-lineman in this class. A center going at the first offensive line spot is kind of alarming, but I'm going to go with a tackle/guard here in Ikem Ekwonu, who could really, really help out that Panthers O-line that is in need of a left tackle. Let's just be honest. They are in need of a left tackle. Eagles at 14. They have a steal here in Malik Willis. What are you getting different from Jalen Hurts with Malik Willis? That's a good question because they both are mobile, but Malik Willis is, I think, a bit more dynamic, bigger in size, really has the bigger arm, better throw accuracy, and he went to Liberty. He didn't go to Alabama and Oklahoma like Jalen Hurts. So Malik Willis is having success on a pretty not so good college in Liberty. And he's won them games and played well. That's all I have to say. Number 15 is the Denver Broncos. I don't think Howell can go here. I don't think Ritter can go here. And I certainly don't think that Carson Strong or Kenny Pickett can go here. So I think I'm going to go tackle Charles Cross. Look at all those cons, man. I didn't actually notice that. I've not watched Charles Cross. I don't know why I'm tempted to go with him. I've not watched much of his film, but I do know from the film that I watched, Charles Cross is a good player. So the Broncos take him at 15. 16 is the Bengals, dude. They are back to sucking. Nope. No. They're back to being a bad team. Not sucking. They were not sucking, alright? Ignore that. Alright. 16, the Bengals, I think this should be Darian Kinnard, whatever it is. Versatile player on the Bengals. O-line can really help. Yeah, Jamar Chase really added that dynamic. You can't go receiver after receiver after receiver. At some point, you gotta address that O-line. Darian Kinnard's a good player. He can really help that O-line. 17 is the Cleveland Browns. It's so receiver, and it's gonna be so Chris Olave. He's gonna be a number one in there pretty much, because Jarvis Landry I don't think is like a pure destined number one. Olave is. He can get open, catch the ball, move the ball down the field. That's all you want in a receiver, and the Browns just cut Odell Beckham Jr., who's on the Rams now, who have like all the players in the entire league. But yeah, Olave can just come in there for the Browns and start immediately. 18 is the Kansas City Chiefs. Honestly, I don't know, but it just has to be defense. It has to be defense. Even if it's David Ohabo, if he can replace Frank Clark, that would be probably better than what they have with Frank Clark right now, let's be honest. Safety, I don't think so. I think it's not a receiver. Maybe even corner. I think corner could even be a position that they address, and Kyer Elam is a pretty good player. So I'm going to go with him. I honestly don't think this is a, really unrealistic pick, considering the Chiefs' defense sucks, right? In, like, every category, pretty much. And why did I... Alright, here we go. The Chiefs' defense rankings. How about this? NFL, Sports Not? Nah, dude. Come on. You know what? Let's just not think about it. I know their defense sucks, so moving on. Jeez. The Falcons are picking over the Chiefs. Imagine. Jordan Davis is on the board. I've made this pick for so long. I don't know why. I'm just addicted to this pick. Because I think Davis can add so much to a Falcons team. That Falcons team, right? It can really help them on defense. 20, New England Patriots. Honestly, this could even be corner. I'm tempted to go Treylon Burks, but even Roger McCreary could go here, and that's such a Patriots pick. Let's be honest, right? Can't you imagine the Patriots taking a guy like Roger McCreary? I just think he really seems good in a Patriots uniform. I mean, even Treylon Burks, though, they really need a dynamic weapon at receiver, but they have no corner other than J.C. Jackson and Jonathan Jones. Stephon Gilmore leaving was not so good, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think Joejuan Williams is their guy. That's all I'm going to say. So, it's between Treylon Burks and Roger McCreary. I think this is a bit early, though, for Roger McCreary, because he's a bit raw, so we're going to go with Treylon Burks. Just really gets them a good athlete and dynamic weapon that they just don't have in their receiving core. They don't. Steelers at 21, this is Trevor Penning. This is so Trevor Penning. I don't know why. I can see him in a freaking Steelers uniform. He's a small school player going at freaking 21. I don't care. I don't care. He's super good. May not seem He's super athletic, but I love what I see out of Trevor Penning. I don't know why I'm like on my toes right now to support Trevor Penning, but it just makes sense. That's all. It makes sense. Moving on, we got the Bills at 22. I think this is Kenyon Green. That O-line is suffering. He's making Josh Allen suffer. That's basically what's going on. Josh Allen has weapons, but he doesn't have time to throw the ball. The Bills just lost to the Jags. Alright? It's not like Urban Meyer's going to be winning the Super Bowl the next week, but still, Kenyon Green is super necessary for the Bills right now. 23 is the New Orleans Saints. I think this is Jahan Dotson. Any receiver, to be honest. Like, Michael Thomas just isn't their guy. He's out for the entire year. You have no Michael Thomas for the entire year. I mean, he does nothing but run slants, but still. Come on. Jahan Dotson is really dynamic and can really help out a Saints that Saints offense. 24, Dallas Cowboys. This is probably going to be defense. Oh, Trevon Diggs has 7 picks. He also sucks at coverage, by the way. He allows too many big plays down the field. Yes, he has ball playing ability, but if you're allowing receptions continuously or consistently, you're not the best corner in football. It's just, or going to win Defensive Player of the Year for that matter. So, in the end, I think this should be addressing that secondary. Jaquan Brisker's on the board. I've given him Daxton Hill. Jaquan Brisker's also pretty good. I like Jaquan Brisker. I think that Daxton Hill could be, more of that Dallas guy. He just gives me those vibes, with the corner and safety and aggressive and playmaking ability. However, Jaquan Brisker is also a really good player. 25 is the Las Vegas Raiders. I think this should be tackle. Nicholas Petit-Frere is on the board. That O-line is an absolute disaster right now. Alex Leatherwood has been terrible. You're just not having the guys that you used to have. You traded Rodney Hudson and Gabe Jackson away, and Trent Brown away. Like, yeah, I get they had pretty big contracts, but you literally dismantled all of your offensive line in about a week. Maybe 2. It's terrible. 26 is the Los Angeles Chargers. I think this should be David Ohabo, because even though he's not an every down player, and I understand this, when he's on the field, he makes good impact. Now, David Ohabo, the reason why he's not going higher is because he doesn't have that, one particular thing that he's really good at. From what I see from David Ohabo, he's more of that guy who can do it all, really. Right? He can do it power, speed, and get after the quarterback, pressurize the quarterback. It's really all that you want. And the Chargers don't really have a run-stopping ability. David Ohabo could help them with that. He's an outside linebacker, 4-3, 3-4. I don't even know what scheme they're running at this point. I think it's a 3-4. I don't know what scheme David Ohabo's for, like, whatever Michigan runs, but David Ohabo is certainly a first-round caliber guy for me. 27 is the Tampa Bay Bucks. What do they need? I'm just going to go... Ooh. Can I just use this, please? Oh, not working. There we go. Let's give them Dorian Thompson-Robinson. We got to go with a quarterback here at UCLA. Or Bo Nix. Jeez. I actually know some of these guys. I've heard of them. Oh, James Skalski's down here. Shit. Michael Penix Jr. sucks, by the way. He's really bad. De'Aaron King. Oh, Zurich Cooper. Emory Jones. Oh, he has to be a top 3 guy. Because it's Emory Jones. So he's God right now, right? Community, social media, internet loves Emory Jones. I'm going to address the secondary and giving them Roger McCreary. It just makes sense. He's played really well for Auburn and has pretty much good athleticism, good cover ability down the field. He can really offer you a lot. And that's why he's going to the Bucs, because the Bucs secondary has been derailed by injury, and it's been terrible, in all honesty. 28 is the Lions. Sam Howell, by the way, I'm not copying this off, but I completely agreed. Like, I read some of these things, I don't copy them. Look at this. I saw his film, and I agree. When I saw this, I was like, this is spot on. Sam Howell is not fit to be an NFL quarterback. He just isn't. He could be a backup. He could be a second-round pick and potentially start. But in what offense runs, just runs every time and passes short or an RPO. North Carolina is just more of a college offense. You're asking for a coach to change the entire, quality and playbook of this team to get Sam Howell. He's a really risky player. I think this is going to be Carson Strong. Kenny Pickett has played really well. Don't get me wrong. I nearly took Zach Harrison there. But Carson Strong is just a higher potential guy. Has a good arm, and I think he shaved his beard off, if I'm not mistaken. Or mustache. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just clarifying. Yeah, he definitely did. Actually, it's still a bit. There's still a bit. But who cares, right? All that matters is Carson Strong is a good player, and he's really high potential. The Lions could use him at the starter. Let's be honest. Do you really think Jared Goff's their franchise quarterback? No. 29, Titans. There should be a linebacker. Devin Lloyd's here. Even Christian Harris. Even Brandon Smith, I think, could go in the first round. Just not because of his skill, it's just because of his athleticism. Ooh. Oh, some guy I had to talk about, Adam Anderson. Where did he go? Yeah, he's all the way down here, huh? Is Adam Anderson even on the Draft Network? Oh my god, he's gone to 420. Dude, he literally turned himself in for raping a woman. Like, control your sexual urges. You're in college. 29, it's gonna be Devin Lloyd probably. He just has better instincts than Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean I like a ton, but I think Lloyd is better in coverage. Nakobe Dean is a good player though as well. That's all I'm gonna say about him. 30 is the Green Bay Packers. I think Drake London or George Pickens. I'm actually thinking of going a bit wild here. And I don't know if this may lead to a dislike or two, or 3 or 4. But is Jameson Williams a contender to go in the first round? Like, he's been so good for Alabama. You know what, screw it, I'm going Jameson Williams. He's one of my favorite players in college football. He's been super good for Alabama. And the Packers, alongside Devontae Adams, if you have freaking Jameson Williams, your offense will be uncoverable. Even if Aaron Rodgers is on your team, because he's been immunized, like he said, but even if Aaron Rodgers is not or is on your team, Jordan Love can easily make do with Devontae Adams and Jameson Williams on the same team. I think that he can easily make do. And plus, Jameson Williams, if you see him, he's just faster. That's all he is. He's literally just faster than every guy you see. Pretty much. He's blazing, and I think he definitely can go in the first round. Baltimore Ravens at 31. The secondary is probably the main problem with the Ravens. I don't think IDL's that much of a need. Trent McDuffie's on the board. Did I go with Trent McDuffie? I honestly think I will. Oh my god, why am I hesitating? I don't know. It's... You know what? Trent McDuffie. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I wanted to go Daxton Hill, but, you could really use him. And plus, the Cardinals at 32 looking to take Trent McDuffie. Just steal it away from him, plus address your team needs. Easy. I have no problem with Trent McDuffie as a player, and I would love this pick. And finally, number 32, I don't think, Nakobe Dean's going to go here. I definitely don't think Desmond Ridder or Drake London or Sam Howell. I could see Myjai Sanders honestly going here because you don't really have a true game changer other than, Chandler Jones. I mean, don't get me wrong, Isaiah Simmons has been much better this year. But I think Myjai Sanders. Oh, that would be so nasty, dude. Myjai Sanders and Chandler Jones on the same team would be so good. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I love doing these. I honestly do. They get a lot of views. I have to get feedback. You guys should tell me what you think of the mock draft in the comment section below. What changes would you make? What picks do you like? And always like and subscribe. I tell that in every single description. Check it out. I literally have done it maybe since the start of my channel. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video.